Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Anzoátegui in Venezuela. Anzoátegui, you can see, is located along the northern Caribbean coast of Venezuela, where the largest city and capital is located, Barcelona. Yes, of course, named after the more famous Barcelona in Spain. There are many, many rivers in this area coming up from the Amazon River basin. The most famous, of course, being the Orinoco River that makes up the southern border here. Very big river. But pretty much the majority of Anzoátegui is just jungly Amazonian wilderness. Lots of rivers, lots of plants, lots of animals, with the big towns of Anaco and El Tigre. Sadly, there's no tigers in El Tigre. It's named after the Tiger River that flows nearby, but amazing if true, right? We can wish. But honestly, that's about it for the geography. And to be honest, finding facts about the history of this place was very difficult. I had to comb through a lot of sources that were in Spanish, and once I got them translated, they would just be like, Anzoátegui is a region of Venezuela on the northern coast. And I'm like, cool, tell me more. So here's what I've pieced together. There are obviously many, many different indigenous tribes that lived in this area with different lifestyles depending on whether they lived near the coast or lived inland, and even varying depending on which rivers they lived near. But that would all change, of course, when the Spanish arrived. They first sailed by in 1499, but didn't start settling in the area until 1586. The town of Nueva Barcelona was established around 1636, but this Barcelona was established around the 1670s. I've read various different dates. It was originally called New Barcelona of the Holy Hill. There are some hills in Barcelona, I'll show you on Google Earth. And this settlement was a conglomeration of other Spanish towns in the area that needed defense against the indigenous peoples. So they all came together to form New Barcelona here and fortify it to protect themselves. And eventually it rose to prominence that when Spain established the province here, they called it Barcelona Province. The name wouldn't change to Anzoátegui until 1909. It was always known as Barcelona one way or another throughout Venezuela's history. Anzoátegui being the name of a Revolutionary War hero in Venezuela's fight for independence against Spain. And really the main event that's made this region what it is today was the discovery of petroleum in the 1930s, which has made this area around the coast and the major cities major petroleum processing areas, leading to lots and lots of new wealth. And that's pretty much all I could find. I really tried to find more interesting things, but yeah, I couldn't find anything more interesting than, like, this is an area of Venezuela. It's very oil rich. It's like cool. So, unfortunately, that's all I have for you for history. If you are Venezuelan or know much more details about Venezuelan history, drop it down in the comments and I'll pin it so that we can all learn together. I would really appreciate that. But let's head over to Google Earth real quick and check out some of the sites around this area. There's not much, but what is there is sort of interesting, so let's check it out. Alright, here you can see Anzoátegui. And let me zoom out a bit more so you can see exactly where we are in South America. So there's South America. This is the Caribbean. So Anzoátegui has a Caribbean coastline. Before we head up to Barcelona, I looked through all these towns to show you interesting slideshows, and the only one I thought was really cool was El Tigre, because they have some amazing tiger statues in their town. Check it out. Rawr. There's better ones in here. Definitely tigers are their mascots. Look at this petroleum thing, processing whatever, painted in the Venezuelan flag colors. Big tiger jumping out of the river. Let's see, where's another little farms there. There is lots of farmland as well in this area, I should have mentioned. Another tiger here in El Tigre. It's so cool. I wish I lived in a place called the Tiger. To be the Tiger River here. But yeah, as you can see by the slideshow, it's pretty much just little towns. Oh, this is a great picture here of the tiger. That is so cool. It almost looks like Chinese, you know? I wonder if it's made by a Chinese person. It's a bust of Jose Marti, a Cuban hero. And of course some mining, drilling I should say, happening all throughout the area here. You can see the mighty Orinoco here. Very, very powerful river in Venezuela. But let's head over here to Barcelona. I can show you what I've struggled to find here because there's not a lot. It's mostly just like a town, you know? Just a little place. I tried to watch some tourism videos. They were all in Spanish, but really good food from what I can tell. Plaza Bolivar is the big meetup spot, where of course there's Simon himself, very famous Venezuelan hero. Majority of South America gained its independence from Spain because of him and his actions with his compadres. Sorry, my voice dropped off there. Compadres. You can see the river flowing in here, and along this coastline, you would think, oh, it's a Caribbean coast, it must be very beachy, palm trees, you know, steel drums kind of atmosphere. Not really, because you have these rivers coming from the swampy, murky Amazon mixing with the ocean water. You get this kind of swampy, murky coastline here. And of course, like, you have the towns, and then you have the petroleum sectors here, processing Venezuela's black gold, right? There's another big one on this side of the city. Over here, look at this absolutely massive area here, creating oil, processing petroleum. But there's one other corner that I thought was pretty interesting, because, you know, Venezuela generates all that wealth from the oil, and there is a rich people section here. Look at these man-made islands. You can see they're still being developed, right? Some of them are still being worked on, and all of these luxury homes being built on these man-made islands. Every home has a dock there for their boats and yachts and things. But the most luxurious is over here. This is Isla Paraíso. You can see all these yachts here. Those aren't little boats. Those are massive yachts. So big. But it's considered some of the most luxurious living on the coast here in Venezuela. The slideshow for it's fine. It's mostly shots of the pool, which we can see from here. Looks stunning. Then I tried to find some nice beachy shots for you. Didn't really find much. Let's see if I can find, I think it was over here. This is kind of nice, right? And slideshows are popping up as usual. Oh well, maybe it was over here. It was over here. It's not Googler's fault, it's mine. Yoga on the playa. Yoga on the beach. What better place is there to do yoga than this? That looks fun. And then, going along the beach here, I found this, oops, I found this little relaxing spot. And look, they have a watery play structure, which I want to go play on it. If you know me, I love swimming. Once you get me in the water, you can't get me out. So that's like a dream. And I love this picture. That's why I picked this slideshow, not just for the play structure. But you can really see the whole city here. How neat is that? And the big hills I told you about. Very, very fun. And yeah, looks great here. And the relaxing beach where you can get some canoes, it looks like. There's a little ATV you can ride along the sand or just chill out with your friends here. This would be me if I was there. Chilling and relaxing in the shade, enjoying the beach. So yeah, not quite Caribbean style beach like you would imagine a Caribbean beach to be, but not a totally murky, mangrovey, swampy mess. You know, it's kind of somewhere in between. Lastly, if you follow this stretch here, which I presume might be man-made, it attaches to a Morro Island here, you can see. I think this part might be man-made, because this island is a huge rock. Look at, come on, 3D please. There we go. It's a big old, like almost like a little mountain, right? And the best slideshow I found here is this one. There we go. So you can kind of see what this place is like. It's very peaceful and nice, but you can definitely see here on Google Earth that they're also building some luxurious high-rise condominium style places. Look at this pretty statue here. It looks like the Virgin Mary. She's surrounded by dolphins. So I don't know if she's some kind of saint of the ocean or dolphins. I don't know my Catholic saints, but it's still a really neat statue. But yeah, let me look. There's the city there, Barcelona. There we go, Barcelona's there. Very, very nice. I'm sure the weather's not bad either. But look, you can see that lots of this place is in development for fancy homes. Especially down here, look at that. Places to dock your yachts and things. It's under development as well for the rich and fabulous here. But that is pretty much all that I found. So if you want to play around Anzoátegui and find other spots, let me know in the comments. Because I tried to find really cool slideshows and that was pretty much all that I found. The tigers and the fancy places. So thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in this style of content, please consider subscribing. Next, we're going to go to Japan, and you know there's going to be some amazing things to show you on Google Earth in Japan. There always is. I think Japan is my favorite place to play in Google Earth. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. I hope that you found this video relaxing and educational,